These are the enemies of Nigeria. These are the people that are going to cause violence during the protest. These are the people. And they are accusing you of being the one that will cause the protest. So they will arrest you very soon too, like they normally do. They are predictable. I hope when that happens, all of you who have one stone or the other to grind, you are not just going to look at you and say, hey, good for him. They arrest him. Because I know some of you will say so. But they've already started all the arrests. This shouldn't probably be the whole technique that will kind of make everybody run away. It should be what ordinarily should get everybody like more raging. And raging it shall be. Here, one of them who was talking that nonsense, talking about the videos and faces of all of them that will be talking down on you. Here is one of them. Mark his face.
For greater gain, let us wait a little longer. Let us not go to the streets. Hope is coming. We, your parliamentarians, are making sacrifice. Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal. Even if it means cutting our salary to help the provision of food for our people who are hungry, I want to appeal that the House look into that. I know our salary is not much, but even if it means we did that in COVID. During COVID, we cut our salary. We slice our salary and we help the people. This is a time that is calling for sacrifice. And I'm sure these people here are willing to make sacrifices for our people. Let them consider our appeal. Mr. Speaker, a gentleman here called me this morning, a member of the parliament. He said, we are young parliamentarians. We want to go to appeal to Nigerians, even if it means kneeling down, asking them to be a little patient. And this parliamentarian is not from APC. This parliamentarian is from opposition party. He said, I'm young, like those who are agitating. I am on social media, like those who are agitating. But I know the effort we are making here to make the nation great. If it means kneeling down to them, we will kneel. The parliament is calling on Nigerians. Please, bear with the government a little longer so that these policies will begin to see the light of the day. Thank you as I appeal to this House to in one voice support and be willing, if the leadership calls, for us to make sacrifices with our salary. Just a little pain for us to be able to provide food for our people. Thank you very much.
Nuisance, Dele.
Mark his face. It is a total mockery, but that's what they do all the time, isn't it? It is. Tifnumbu's rice landed in these states, and this is how it went. Towards the end of this video, you will see some of the beneficiaries of this Tifnumbu's rice. Then from there, we are going to go to Akure. They also received Tifnumbu's rice. Here, first.
This initiative of palliative distribution by federal government is helping to alleviate hunger and provide support to those severely impacted by the insurgency and other vulnerable people in Borno State. The federal government has recently provided 20 truckloads of rice across all states of the Federation, aimed at alleviating hunger caused by economic hardship.
The number of the vulnerable is on a high because of the insecurity and the crisis that we've had for almost 14 years. And the state government also supported 16,000 women with wrappers and 10,000 naira cash.
None of our distribution is not being supervised by His Excellency the Executive Governor. When we go for this distribution, this is the total quantity of the items that to be distributed, and so in that, so certain percentage or ratio will go to certain population.
In the next few days, we are getting the state consignment under Professor Babagana Umar Zulum and commence immediate distribution.
Meanwhile, Borno State government is committed to providing supplementary palliatives to bolster the impact of federal government assistance and address any gap in Maiduguri. Paul Nkujevana, NTA News. This initiative of palliative distribution by...
I mean, if you are from southern Nigeria, we used to see that on TV, where government is sharing food to poor people in northern Nigeria on NTA. They don't share them for the southern Nigeria too. Yeah, they've weaponized that too. But they were not giving them bags in Yoruba land. Can you please tap any Yoruba news, any Ronukus or Ronunazi that you know, if they have received their own rights? Because take a look at these people. From Akure, when Tifnubu's rights arrived, they actually had to bribe and pay before they could bring them this bag. Now, take a look at those who are going to share this Tifnubu's rights to cushion the effect of hunger in Nigeria.
To greet everyone from where you are watching North from. I'm Jobiola Farotimi, the chairman, Nigeria Association of Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Practitioners. A few days ago, I was called upon that the state government or federal government or whatever, I don't know which one I can call it, that they are distributing palliative. I should come and receive for my members. I was speechless when I got there. Come and see what I saw. Please remove this thing. Somebody should have it. Can you see by yourself? Can you see this is maize? This is maize. Can you see it? Can the whole world see it? And this is rice. Look at the rice as well. And I want to tell you that we even paid for this. They collected money to convey this. And this quality you are seeing here is for a member that is almost about 300 practitioners under me in Akure South and Akure North. And I don't know how I will go about this, giving it to them. I just want to appeal to the state government and even the federal government. They should please leave us alone. We don't want all this issue of food palliative to be distributed again. This is cruel. This is purely inhuman. This is wickedness. They should please leave us alone. And I know by the special grace of God, very soon, the Lord is going to take us out from all this suffering. Amen. And that is it. Ohun tí mo sọ fún àwọn èèyàn mi ni pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta iná pè mí wọ́n sọ fún mi wípé ká wá gba palliative ká gbóúnjẹ fún àwọn èèyàn wa ṣùgbọ́n ẹ wo tá a rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ti ṣó yín yẹn kí ìjọba kan jọ kan fi wá sílẹ̀. Náà ìwọ̀nba nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń rí bíbá yìí òun ni a fẹ́ pín fún almost about 300 people tó yẹ pé wà ní under mi ebi ò lè pa wá kú kí ìjọba fi wá sílẹ̀ either the state government or the federal government kan fi wá sílẹ̀. Mo bẹ̀ wọ́n Ondo state láti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo bẹ̀ wọ́n kan fi wá sílẹ̀ so that lágbára Ọlọ́run gbò bá yá Ọlọ́run á yọ wá kúrò nínú ọ̀fìn tá a wà á yọ wá kúrò nínú wàhálà tó wà ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi àbí ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ ẹ ṣe
ewúrẹ́ bá jẹ́ àkú adìyẹ gan jẹ́ àkú.
Thank you very much.
No more peaceful protest again now because peaceful protest no dey work. Yes, peaceful protest e no dey work. More turn out to one normal, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good. More no.
Did you see that? And somebody wanted to keep shouting Yoruba Ponu as a Ronuku. We will defend Yoruba land. We will say eh? And they are gaslighting you to go and attack the Igbos, go and attack Obi, go and attack anybody attackable. Why they send you the food that they cannot even feed to the dogs? Eh? So that guy is just telling everybody that they should leave them alone. They should stop sending them all this nonsense. They don't want their food. They don't want their right. They don't want anything anymore. They know that very soon they will be out of this hellhole. Yeah, I asked people, I said, how is it? Now, if you are watching me from Nigeria, I'm asking you now, if you are watching this broadcast from Nigeria, tell me, are people talking about this protest for real in your streets? And what are they saying? Be honest, though, nobody go beat you. I'm not asking you, now you will see a lot of them hiding, trying to see and say, what are people saying? Are they planning? Are they this or that? Some of you are planning to go and defend Tifnumbu by going against protest. Eloterisi. You tell me, what are they saying about it there? People told me today that Omo, be like say, no Jupiter. Because see, kò sí Jupiter tó lè yẹ àbí kí ló ti ń pè kò sí yẹ̀kínní kankan tó lè yẹ. No yẹ̀kínní can yẹ this. What do you call it? No abort. There is no abort that can abort this. You know, abort is a name. Abort is removed. You know? So I have one quick sec to ask you once again, especially the members of this temple, as usual. To those who remember that we have been raising some money in the last few days. Today is day 3. I have 5 days to raise 2,000 pounds sterling, right, in order to offset the construction and the completion of the Yoruba Union's portal, the website, that is due in the next couple of days. So in the last 2 days, today is day 3. In the last 2 days, right, I have successfully raised at least over 900 pounds. So I am still short of 1,100. Okay, it is voluntary totally, right? So to all my donors, those who did theirs last night, I want to say a big thank you. Now we are here. I'm asking you that if you by any means are willing to support me, I have a link in the comment section there. I have a link in the description as well. This is for those of you who actually knows the Yoruba. This is not for me. It's going to be for those of you who knows the Yoruba Union very well and what we do. I need your support to clock that. Thank you. I'll remind you, and I will raise some of the money later tonight, okay? But just so you know, the link is there to support the Yoruba Union. But here is Sadiev, Barrister Dele Farotimi, summarizing the state of Nigeria to those who remain inside, to those who have jackpot. He said, no, they didn't jackpot, they escaped from the hellhole. Dele Farotimi has this to say: if you need anybody to tell you to stand up against this criminal before you do, then maybe you probably don't even need any help. DF.
Nigeria appears to have become a killing field for ideas, for ingenuity. The average person who should be thinking of starting industries are thinking that their monies are better invested in running away from the country. That is the level of weaponized poverty that has been unleashed. People are not migrating, they are escaping because the system has deliberately weaponized poverty against those living in the environment. Federalism has been completely asphyxiated. Everything centralized. But what does this have to do with everything? Why do I feel a need to speak to a second part of this sermon? Why today's sermon? I'll tell you. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu perfected his electoral heist, and the Supreme Court, nay, the entire judiciary, barring few men of honor, men and women of honor, sold their consciences to legitimize a fraud. I remember saying at the time, the Nigerian constitution had been effectively shredded, and that eventually we will come to understand that Nigeria died the day that electoral heist was legitimized. As if to confirm outright and prescient those words have come to prove to be. The Supreme Court delivered a ruling or a judgment in recent days, and a lot of people are busy jumping up and down the place celebrating what they are calling local government autonomy. And I laugh. I laugh because I realized that Fela was completely right when he said when he said something in his time, it will take 20 years to understand him. When one is dealing with the people who have been focused on existential consideration, whose preoccupation is essentially about what they are going to eat, how they will survive, it becomes difficult to engage their imagination in envisioning the future that is being designed for them with avarice. Why do I say this? Tinubu built his reputation as a Democrat and a Federalist on the back of the brilliant assault carried out on the 1999 fraud by his Attorney General in Lagos State, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. And a series of cases went all the way to the Supreme Court. And I'm sure you would all remember the celebrated one about local government between himself and General Obasanjo, Lagos, and the federal government. And this was the case where it was held that Obasanjo was wrongly holding on to the local government funds in Lagos State. Now, the same Tinubu who created LCDAs in Lagos State, I believe it took the local governments in Lagos State from 20 to 57 by the addition. Anyway, the same man who took over almost all the functions of the local government in Lagos State, who single-handedly hijacked the totality of local governance in Lagos State, the same man who made sure that Jide Koro's son, that when that one won the Lagos Island local government election, they ensured that he wasn't sworn in. The same person is the one who has now caused the Supreme Court that is essentially in his pocket. Nigeria appears.
Man, you need to go and listen to Dele Farotimi. He's got his Sunday sermons too. Yeah, thought-provoking, topics that will just make you be like, oh, but we do not have all the time. There's another person too who probably with all of this robodion going on, and that is ex-convict Oji Uzokalu. He agrees. I say, man, make lawmaking in Nigeria a part-time business. That's everything done proper. Yeah. Listen.
There's been a lot of discussion and agitation recently in the country for the need that the National Assembly should operate on a part-time basis. What are your thoughts about that, sir?
Well, I think it would be a very good idea if my colleagues and other members of the Houses of Assembly will agree that we can sit for 3 months and do constitutional amendment first, to sit from 2027, to sit 3 months. In 3 months, we sit for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So we sit 4 times a year. And if there's any emergency, there will be emergency sitting. We can come to do a presidential bid on that basis and go back, instead of sitting on a full-time basis. Just not only the Senate and the House of Representatives. I'm talking about other houses of assemblies in Nigeria. So all the legislature houses in Nigeria will be part-time. This will be part of austerity measures to reduce costs. Or we will go for regional government. If we are going for regional government, it also means that the ministers, the houses will be the same. So, but if we are not going, because I have been thinking how we can save money to run Nigeria, because Nigeria needs money to be run. I will encourage the president to encourage the National Assembly to make this kind of laws. And this will help him, President Tinubu, and this will help the system, and this will help everybody. Not that we are being paid almost nothing in the Senate. I sit in the Senate. When people discuss the salary of senators and other people, I laugh because it's nothing to be written home about. But I want Nigerian people and my colleagues to do a quick constitutional amendment so we can go and be a part-time sitting Senate and a part-time sitting House of Representatives and other 36 houses of assembly in Nigeria. That will bring trust and bring belief to Nigerian people.
Nuisance, Lele.
You know the Nigeria, okay? He is there with all of Puna in America. Oji Uzokalu, the former Abia governor and a current senator, a third-term senator representing Abia. So they are already getting the message. And I see, don't think they are not afraid though. Some of them have already started moving their families out of Nigeria now. Yes, and some of them are already getting themselves ready to just leave Nigeria. That guy, Uzokalu, won't return to Nigeria. He will stay there and wait until things settle down. And if things don't settle down, bye-bye to Nigeria. You no go see them again. There are some of them who are not in Nigeria as well right now. Nobody knows where the Dugbe is going to drop. So they are doing everything to make sure that, now, one of the affairs, okay, please, God forgive me, because I actually thought I've seen this face before when they are doing their Muslim tickets. Now, the affair don't come out now talk, say, if this protest is what will kind of change their life, let the protest happen, they pray to Allah.
Muna roƙon Allah ya sa zanga-zanga ta zan ƙarshen mulkin Bola Tinubu. Muna roƙon Allah ya kawo juyin mulki Najeriya. Wallahi gara mulkin soja da halin da ɗan arewa yake ciki. Ni ya so kuma gobe a buɗe ƙasa ta bakwai a samu Murtala Bello. Waɗannan maganganun wallahi Murtala Bello bai barin su. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.
Ó ti dojú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dojú ẹ̀ nísẹ̀yìn.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
So you don't read. You know what they say? You don't read, though. You don't read. And so those of you who probably would wish Tinubu try to give it a taste, that is, as they are doing their roundup, when I say rounding up, I mean like their arrest and all of that. So they should possibly remember this. Here is a list released by the Take It Back. Okay. Omoyele Showore. This is the list of those inciting the public to riot. They are as follows. 1. Ahmed Bola Tinubu for engaging in massive corruption, election rigging, and destroying the middle and lower class by terrible economic policy decisions since coming to power. Senator Akpabio and House of Rep Speaker for leading the most useless Senate and House of Representatives. Yemi Cardoso, CBN Governor, for destroying the value of the Naira. Police IG Egbetokun for reducing the police to a corrupt and irredeemable national institution. Chairman of EFCC for letting corruption flourish by ignoring real financial criminals while going after inconsequential low-level crooks. GMD of NNPC for stealing over $3.5 billion through subsidy scam. The chief of the Nigerian Army for conniving with bandits and terrorists through outright sabotage of national security. The chief of Nigerian Navy for conniving with crude oil thieves to deny Nigerians of crude sales and revenue. The Comptroller General of Customs for conniving with cross-border criminals to deny Nigerian billions of dollars in excise and duties. The judges who receive bribes to pervert the course of justice across our courtrooms. By Omoyele Sowore, you can add your own. On the right hand, from the 1st of August, Sowore on 5th of August, so go start. Now, end bad governance in Nigeria, 36 state FCT, including FCT. Extracts of our demand. Reverts petroleum pump price to 100 naira per liter. Combating security and hunger. Close all IDP camps and resettle the campers. Total electoral reform and an independent probe into the electoral budget of 355 billion naira. Immediate release of all NSAS protesters still in detention. Implementation of living wage, 300,000 naira minimum wage. Compulsory free education from primary to secondary school. Education grant at tertiary level. Children of all public office holders must attend public schools in the country. Government must patronize made in Nigerian goods. Transition to a unicameral legislature, judicial and constitutional reform. Right.